Welcome back, everyone. We are here for the semifinal match between Moritz Neuhausen and Shane Van Boening. This is Kendall Cook in the booth, and I'm joined with the very one and only Darren Appleton. How you doing, Darren?
Yeah, thanks for having me, mate. How you doing?
Absolutely. And we got Chris G running the camera work for you. So
Hello, hello.
should be a great match. Excited to see these two go at it. I'll tell you, Moritz plays. I've never watched him play, but I was just watching that last match and pretty flawless.
Yeah, he's on a good run at the moment. Having lost in the final last week at the Racks Open, and a match he should have won. And he's here again in the deep end. He's best friends with Joshua Filler. They basically glued at the hip these days at the tournaments, and obviously what Josh was doing is definitely helping him.
Yeah.
And with how he plays the game and his fundamentals and carries himself, I think this kid's here to stay. Sometimes you see a lot of these young guys and you see them one or two tournaments and you might not see them again, but Moritz is definitely going to have a long career, I think. And you can see that he's doing all the right things. He's hungry, he's young, he's good looking, and he plays the game very, very solid. So he's, like I said, he's only going to get better.
In a time when we're looking for good representatives of the sport.
He's a nice kid as well.
We won the first break and pocketed the one on the side, which is almost a give me at this point. I think they've all got it figured out. And not as easy to accomplish. He does have shape on the two, so. Asking for the rack to get removed.
Yeah, he's got a shot on the two. 2 to the 3 is a key shot here, Kendall. Once he moves the rack. Oh, wow. What a mistake that is. Oh, luckily it hasn't really affected any part of the table where you're thinking, oh, that might have been, might have been a big thing if there's a ball right next to it.
The shot, right? Are you gonna come around that way?
Yeah, I don't think he's got like a natural angle to just play at one rail, so he's going to have to punch round the back of the 8. So he's got to be careful here if he does that, because it does bring the corner pocket into play. And he's got a bit of a stretch here also, it makes things. I think he can go forward, but he's got to really trust his stroke with this, because I think it's easier to. It looks like he could catch the 7 on the way back up with that angle. No, he come round the back.
Well, see, that 8 might have came into play on that shot.
Definitely, and not only 8. If you hit it too hard, you can scratch in the corner there. But he's actually played it perfect, really. He's just got to slow roll this and trust his stroke. So this is where he's really good. He's good at staying down on the cue, keeping his head still.
Follow through, finish the shot.
Yeah, any young player, it's very important to keep that head still on those type of shots, on any shot, but especially those type of shots where it's like a little bit of a nervy, slow roll shot. You've got to keep still on the shot. You just killed the ball nicely there with a touch of left English.
What do you think of these Rasson tables?
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen the new Razon table, and yeah, pretty impressed. I think because they're brand new, the tables are playing a little bit generous, but in a few days they'll get to their normal size, and yeah, they roll really nicely.
Shot right there.
I think they roll nicely, and the rails play nice, and they look really nice. Yeah, I really like the look of them. They're bright, and that helps when you got great lighting. And these lights are by far the best lights in the game.
They make our cameras look amazing.
Yeah,
really consistent.
Well,
lighting.
Ira Lee, he's always like been really against bad table lighting. It really winds him up. So I think that's why he really wanted to do these lights, is because when we do play the game, there's nothing worse playing on bad lighting where you can't see the ball properly. And it definitely helps someone like me, who my eyes are not as good as they used to be. So brighter the better. And it's a bright start for Moritz. Interesting. The old school. You'd have to put Shane in the old school bracket now. He's 1 year away from being inducted to the Hall of Fame, and we all know that once he turns 40.
You think he'll make it? Huh?
I think he might have just turned 40, actually.
Yeah.
I think he's got a good chance of being inducted to the Hall of Fame next year.
Just might. Yeah.
I think it's the one guy where we don't need a vote.
He's already, I think, working on the Fishing Hall of Fame. Right?
Yeah, that might be his next career.
Shoe in.
He spends as much time fishing as he does pool, but he's earned that right, so that's okay. Because you do hear some comments on social media, you need to stop fishing and focus on pool again. I think he's found the right balance in his life at this particular moment.
And he's still such a great representative. I don't care if he fishes 9 out of 10 days. Just give us the one day of what you do.
And he does enough to keep sharp. He finds the right moments now to play pool and peak yourself for the right tournaments. And that's what it does as you're getting older and you've had so much success like him, you've got to really start picking and choosing your moments. Otherwise, you just go crazy if you just pull 24/7, right? Your whole life. Eventually, you're like Moritz is just going to be pulled for the next 10 years, right? That's going to be his life.
He plays that cut break for the 9 more consistently than I think I've seen anybody. He cuts that thing up towards that left corner almost every time.
Yep, and believe it or not, there's a few guys what do the same thing. Like I think Ruiz is the master at the break. Francisco Ruiz, but they're all learning off Francisco Ruiz. He was the first guy to get the cue ball to arc back into the stack, consistently going towards that 9-ball spot, and I just find it amazing. I mean, I can't explain to the amateur pool players out there how difficult that is.
Right.
But these guys just do it consistently. Because sometimes it's easy to hit the break too thin or hit it too fat and lose a cue ball to the top of the table, but these guys straight into that stack all the time.
Well, and speed appears to be extremely important also in that shot. So you got the combination of those two things, which, just amazes me that they can be that consistent at that particular thing.
And looks like we might have a quick rack here. Do you think he'll play the 6-9? Well, if it doesn't pass the 9, obviously. Oh, he's played for... okay, confidence is high, so he's played for the 6 in the same pocket, which is fine. But a lot of players, I think, would have played for the 6-9 there.
Yeah, it's pretty this way.
Yeah. And someone says, who beats Raga? Well, any of the 4 guys. There's 4 players left.
Yeah,
so any of these 4 guys can win the tournament. It's just all on the day, and who plays well and gets a few rolls here and there. Well, Raga's been beat then. So yeah, someone says who beat Raga? I do apologise. Yeah, Mario. I just feel like I haven't even seen Mario since I've been here, and he's in the semi-finals. So he's gone quietly about his business, as he usually does. Very quiet guy. But a killer on the table. And Chang Yu Lung, one of my favourite players to watch.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch him.
And he's an old-time player. He's got to be close to 50 now.
Well, know how busy I am. I wish I had more time to watch all of these guys play.
So nice start for Moritz here. Just what he needs. Got a big crowd here playing against Shane Van Boening in America. So this is a big match for Moritz. Probably one of the biggest matches of his life in his young, short career so far.
Yeah, just hold it together. Right? I mean,
well, he should be excited. I think excitement is what I think about when you're playing someone like Shane Van Boening, especially in America, with a nice crowd. I think you should look forward to it, and you should be excited just to test yourself against one of the greats of the game.
Yeah,
and that's what it's about. This is what will make Moritz a top player going forward. Is that relishing these opportunities?
So far, he's handled it perfect.
Yeah, he's got a good demeanour, good attitude, on and off the table, and he's quite a funny guy. I don't know if you've seen him doing impressions of other players.
No,
he's pretty good at that. So he's not shy. Right, so I got that break again. Got kissed this time. Doesn't mean it was a bad break. He just got kissed.
Well, like that line?
Yeah.
I doubt if he's playing it.
If I was 10 years, if I was like 20 years ago, I might play the 2-9 combo here. But I would imagine he's not going to play that shot.
Well, of course, that's the way it's going to go, isn't it?
So, yeah, I would imagine he's going to play safe behind the 6 ball here, Kendall. Cue ball off the side rail, try and float in behind the 6. No, he's gone for it. Wow.
Oh,
He made it,
and the
but
scratch,
unfortunately, he scratched as well.
it's quite aggressive. I actually did not expect him to play it either.
Well, I think what he's done there is that he's trying to get the cue ball back up table and play it as sort of a two-way shot, which I'm not too sure about. I think if he's going to go for the combo, he should have maybe draw the ball behind the 8, off the side rail behind the 8 that way.
Yeah.
Unless you're 100% sure the cue ball wasn't going to go near the side pocket, the corner pocket. So that was a big misjudgment of error there. But Shane will be happy. Get right back into this game. Yeah, someone says Gorse not doing too hot lately. Yeah, I think with most amateurs and people watching is that the problem you've got in pool is that there's 50, 60 players who all can beat each other, maybe even more, in a one-off match. So, and how the game is, there's quite a lot of luck. You need rolls. You need shots after the break. You're never going to be dominant force in pool. You might have your spells like Ruiz. Francisco Ruiz went on a crazy run last year. But to repeat that again, I mean, you need a hell of a lot of luck for that to happen. And sometimes you lose playing great. Sometimes you win not playing great. And that's the way the game's always going to be.
It's actually when I teach my juniors, that's one of the lessons that I teach them first off is you might play some of your best pool and lose. And it just doesn't matter all that. You just got to play.
Yep. Yep, you're going to have... the game will frustrate you to death.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you win when you think, how have I won that match or have I won that tournament? And then sometimes you lose playing great. Like, for example, Levan Corteza today probably showed up today full of energy, ready to play, and he doesn't get to shoot. He loses 10-0 and sits in his chair for 9 out of the 10 racks. I mean, that's just brutal. Yeah. And that's the brutality of the sport.
Well, including a 7-pack from Shane. Yeah. So, guys, I apologize. We had a little technical difficulty. So if you notice, we don't have our upper camera right now. But we will fix that before the finals. Still got plenty of great views, though.
Oh. Yeah, we've got 2 great matches there as well. Shane, let's see how Shane... I haven't seen him play this week, so... Let's see. He's one of the guys what breaks the balls really hard, even with his cut break. Where you've seen Moritz there and a lot of other guys, they played that control break where it's like a delayed draw into this back into the stack, where Shane, he hits them really hard. So contrasting styles here when it comes to breaking.
Where is he trying to get his cue ball?
He just gets his cue ball on that middle diamond directly across from the 1 ball.
Okay.
And back into the stack. And him and Catchy are the best 2 at breaking these balls as hard as they can, let's say, and getting that cue ball back into the stack. Clenty Catchy, who was actually back in Albania, was in a horrific accident about 2 months ago, a car accident, so he is out of action. We wish you a speedy recovery to Catchy and hopefully gets back playing soon. But watch this break. Look at that, that's just unbelievable. To hit the balls that hard, get the cue balls come off that spot consistently is just incredible. And he got unlucky with a cue ball kiss, and he's no shot on the 2. So that's where you need luck in the game also. So even though I do like the new break rule because you're seeing more play, you're still quite a lucky break whether you get a shot or not. Where the old school where you play 1 ball on the spot and hit them full, it was easy to control where the balls were going, easier to control where the balls were going. You're still not 100% sure where they're going to land, but you had a rough idea.
Right.
If the cue ball don't get kissed, obviously you can put it exactly where you want it, and sometimes, depending on the table, you could control where the 1 ball went. Well, Shane was the master at that. At 10 ball, even more so. Yeah, I mean, you watch Shane's 10 ball break, it's just incredible how he got that one ball over the top pocket over and over again. Yeah, you're playing a race to Shane, 110 ball.
Might have left the edge.
And you got to have your life on it. I'd never bet against Shane Van Boening. With his break, obviously he plays amazing also, but his break was unbelievable.
I don't know if it was the longest run of the tournament or just on the stream, but that run of 7 he had was...
He had 7 break and runs. That's incredible. With this new break rule, I mean, that's like equivalent to breaking probably 15 at 10 ball. I think mine's 3, my most, which is embarrassing, really, isn't it? But that's just because it's so hard to see the open ball after the break consistently.
That's the truth. We were talking about it. It's like everybody keeps making the one, but that second shot has been the key. Nobody's really gotten lucky enough to get it often. But he had it rolling for sure.
So you probably thin the 2 ball here, come around the back of the 3. Right, just like that. Probably hit it a bit fatter than he would have liked there,
Yeah,
Kendall,
he left it.
and that's why he's sold out. Bad mistake there from Shane. It wasn't a bad shot, he just badly executed. He hit the ball too thick, which is easy to do. I wonder if Shane feels a bit of pressure in this match because he's playing like up-and-coming young players. You know, when I was like at my peak, let's say, then you've got to play someone like Joshua who's just come on the scene, or a Fedor Goss, or Jason Shaw, for example. You just felt that little bit more pressure for some reason. You think, well, these guys are chasing me down, let's say.
Yeah.
It's a different type of pressure, and I think it could be a case of that here. It's like the new guard's on the way. Shane's still obviously one of the best, but he knows eventually you've got to pass the torch. It's just human nature, right? It's going to happen. It might be another 10 years before Shane hangs up his cue, or 10 years, but eventually time catches up with us all. And these new guys, they're hungry. They're on the table non-stop.
Right. I mean, when you're Shane, who are you pursuing? There's nobody to pursue.
And not only that, Kendall, is that these guys want to play Shane Van Boening because they want to test themselves against the best. And Shane's one of the greatest players of all time. So they get... this kid should be excited to play Shane Van Boening. And I think you can see that. He's not scared. He wants to impress Shane, right? He wants to impress him.
Absolutely.
He wants Shane to shake his hand at the end of the match, say, oh, that's really impressive. Well played. That's what you want.
Well, that's what we want our sport to be.
Yeah.
And I don't see him saying anything but, because so far he's looked perfect. I like his pace a lot.
Yeah, he does everything. He does everything at a good pace, I think. He's just... Yeah, we might be saying in 5 years' time, we might be sitting here saying he's a complete pool player. We just don't know yet. But he's definitely got the structure to do that, and the fundamentals, that's for sure. So I don't think there's a shot on the table what he can't play. So that's the impressive thing for me, is that, Moritz, he's got every shot in his locker. He breaks great. He actually breaks better than Joshua Filler. If there was one slight weakness with Joshua, it'd be his break. I'm not saying he breaks bad, but compared to, let's say, the top 8 breakers in the game, it'd probably be his one weakness. Yeah, this is no surprise. The people who you're watching out there saying Chang Yu Lung, who is he? Which a lot of you will be thinking that. He's been around a long time. He might not necessarily spend so much time in America or had success in America, but in Asia, he's been one of the top players in Asia for the last 20 years.
Mario, he down 4-0 right now. So.
Yep, and Mario is one of those guys where he's always thereabouts, but he's yet to take that big jump and win that big major title for whatever reason. But he's a super consistent guy.
Super nice guy too.
It's absolutely amazing that he hasn't played in the Mosconi Cup yet. But I think Mario, we might see him in the Mosconi Cup this year. I'm hoping so for him, because Mario was a great player. Another good break. It's just consistently hits the break the same every time. He's got a shot here. Will he come underneath the free, or will he try and kill it with a touch of left and try and hold it roughly where the 2-ball is?
Looks like he was going to go forward there, possibly.
Yeah, you don't want to punch this, does he? Yeah, he might go forward here just to be a touch of right. Just like that. Played it nicely.
Should clear the 7 to get over there for the 4, I would think, huh? Looks like he should be good.
So yeah, I think the start of these matches are so important, and yeah, it's always hard when you're playing catch up. So getting off to a good start in these matches is really key.
Just so happy to see winter break come back.
Oh yeah, I know you're a big fan of winter break. I'm the other way. I like alternate break. Maybe because my break's not as good as these guys.
Just for 9-ball.
Yeah.
Other games I think it's fine, but 9-ball, I just want to see them string racks. Otherwise, I feel like you're watching tennis.
Yeah, and the good thing with Moritz as well is that his cue ball control is really good for someone so young. He's very rarely out of line. So if you're making the game easy like he is,
yeah,
and he's going to be a super consistent player. Where you see a lot of players where they kind of lose the cue ball a lot, but they're great shot makers. But you can't keep making those balls, recovery after recovery. Where Moritz, he's got total control of his game and his cue ball. And that makes him a dangerous man. Even when you're not playing well, you can still play great. You understand? Yeah, he'll be a super consistent player just because he's got a great cue ball. A bit like back in the old days, Buddy Hall and people like Dennis Orcolo, Alex Pagaline, great cue ball players.
So long time ago. Sharks Club, which is in my hometown, had a tournament. It was a pro event, and Dennis was there. And I don't follow names, you know what I mean? At the time, he was playing probably the best. And I asked him what his name was at the beginning of the match to shake his hand. And he kind of looked at me like I was under a rock, you know, like Dennis Okola. I almost had him too.
Yeah.
I thought I did.
I think you've had a lot of people. Kendall here is a monster player, been around a long time.
Right.
Would you say, is bar table your strongest game?
What's that?
Bar table your strongest game?
Bar table for sure, yeah.
Is that because you played the majority of your pool on the bar table?
Yeah, that's where I learned.
Yeah.
But I like it. Fast, fun.
So 8-ball's your strongest game, right? 8-ball bar table?
It's not supposed to be because I never played 8-ball,
Okay.
but that's what I do well at state tournament. I always think I do.
Yeah, from
well
Wisconsin, they seem to be good at 8-ball bar table. I think all bar table, but yeah, I spent a lot of time there. It's nice.
So perfectly hit safe. Yeah. Snugged them up tight.
And that's the key. You get them tight behind the balls, it cuts off a lot of avenues when it comes to kicking and especially jumping.
Must have left him a little room, but
he's playing this quite quick as well. Has he got away with that or not? No.
Not getting any breaks. I mean,
yeah, I was a bit surprised he didn't hit that harder though. Maybe try and get some distance between the balls. I feel like he played a nothing shot, to be honest. And Shane can do that every now and again. He just like doesn't put a lot of effort into some shots, and I think, oh, he probably could have done a little bit more with that.
I think he almost lulls people. That was the first match I saw him, you know. Let somebody overconfidence out of it. I don't know.
Right, the future of Billiards, Moritz, Fido and Raga. Well, let's make no mistake, Joshua Filler's going nowhere. He's only 25 years old. He's not even hit his prime yet. So, but yeah, there's a group of players now.
Filler's only 25.
Yeah, he's going to be around for a long time. He's only going to get better, which is scary. Because for me, he's probably the best player, rotation player I've ever seen. But everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Ranked number 1 right now. Right?
He's up there. I don't know who's number one. It might be Ruiz, but Filler's just consistently always up there. There's no doubt about that. But I believe on the Matchroom rankings, I think Francisco Ruiz is the number one. He's been the most dominant player, let's say, the last 12, 18 months. But Filler might be number one on the WPA rankings, right? I'm pretty sure he's number one on the WPA rankings. But so it's all, there's a few politics in the game right now, so we're not too sure what the rankings are. Yeah, I'm not a big advocate of rankings. It's just I have my own rankings.
Yeah,
I think we all have our own top 10 rankings in our head.
well, you play against all these guys and see how deadly they can be. Almost as deadly as you always have.
Yeah, there isn't too much what can go wrong with Moritz's stroke and his fundamentals. And I like how he just steps into every shot consistently all the time.
Yeah, that absolute consistency looks the same.
Yeah. Because the biggest mistake most amateurs do, especially league players and below, is that they walk round to play their next shot and they get down to the shot before they look at the shot. Where you see all these pros, they always look at the shot before you get down to the shot, and that is key. You've got to find your line before you get down to the shot.
Step in, bring your cue into it.
Yeah, otherwise it's like golf. You just put the ball down, step back, and whack the ball. I mean, it's going to be very hard to put that ball put it in the direction you want it to go in. And pulls exactly the same. Always look at your shot before you get down to your shot. And if you watch the pros, they all do that. And if you get a consistent base doing that all the time, then your game's going to be more consistent. Yeah, big shout out to you guys, the Mad Apple Extreme. Looks like you're going to burst onto the scene, and we're going to see a lot more of Mad Apple Extreme streaming more big tournaments like this around the country, and maybe internationally in the future.
Thanks, Darren. It's been a lot of fun for me personally. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was very happy when I saw you guys arrive. I didn't know until I got here. I haven't seen you guys for a couple of years. And during that time, I've died and come back, so I'm happy to be here and see you guys again.
Well, hopefully you felt all the love. We had a lot of people from Mad Apple chiming in when you were healing, so I know everybody from the room still talks about your visit, and how much they enjoyed it. So.
Overwhelming, really, the people that reached out. Well, yeah, I loved it down in Appleton, which is quite ironic that my last name is Appleton. I knew about the place. I'm thinking, one day I have to go there.
Yeah.
And I did it. Was it a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I think 2 years now.
Yeah, it's amazing how time flies.
Right. We're talking Jason into coming to visit us.
Yeah, he said that'd be fun. And you had Rodney there, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Rodney fixed my golf swing, actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, Rodney must have massively improved his golf, then.
Well, I always say you don't have to know how to play to teach. You know, sometimes you can teach.
Yeah.
Good players aren't always good teachers, and good teachers aren't always good players.
Definitely. Same with Paul. So here you go again. He's on the 6 ball here. He just got there. I thought it was a little bit short though. Because initially I thought he was going to play for the 6 in the side because he didn't have much angle, but he's okay.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just still a case of you didn't quite decide. 3/4 of the way there you were. Because he could have played it either way, but it came out perfect. I mean, these guys at this point got this table down. Speed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're not going to see too many cue ball errors, I don't think. It's more just execution now at this stage of the tournament. They know the speed of the table, which shots you can play and which shots you can't play. And again, he's running away with this match like he did the last one, against great players as well. I mean, there's just no fear in this kid. It's amazing what confidence does, though, innit? I think since he got to the final of the World Cup of Pool with Joshua Filler, his game's gone to a different level.
Yeah, you always got to believe, you know, and once you start to believe if you got the talent,
it's just all mental.
Go anywhere.
Just shows you how much the game is mental, though. Yeah. You just get that one big result, it can change your whole career.
Everybody thinks the mechanics are super important, but it's not the hardest part of the game to master by any means. Otherwise, we'd have a whole lot of incredible players, which we do, but even more, you know.
And Chang Yulong, 4-2 up against Mario. So Mario's on his way back there. He's down 4-0. Same with this match. You don't write Shane Van Boening off. He's only got to get that break back in his court, and anything can happen.
All I got to think about is the 7 I watched him run before. So if he strings that together,
Yeah,
he's in the lead.
Trust me, I've played Shane so many times over the years, and even while I was leading quite a big lead against him, I always thought, this is not over.
Right.
Even at, like, you're on the hill, like 9-2, race to 10, I always thought to myself, make sure you kill him off.
Right. Yeah, right.
He's like the one guy where you don't want him back at the table. And Moritz, he'll be thinking the same. He knows he's still got a lot of work to do here. Is there the kitchen rule? You just got to break inside the box, if you mean for the break. You see the lines there? So the cue ball's got to be placed inside that box in the middle of the table.
Yeah, and we were explaining that as a line off the first diamond outside of the pocket drawn to the center of the spot, and then that intersecting line on the kitchen.
So getting to the 4 here is tricky. He could just stop the cue ball dead and get a shot on the 4, but then he's got the problem getting on the 5, so he needs to go back down table, I think.
At least where he is, and maybe just a little bit higher. Right?
Yeah, so I'm guessing he's going to try and come in between the 5 and the 7.
All right, so follow this forward 2 rails. Is that what?
Power it 2 rails. Just try and get the cue ball towards a 7 is probably his thinking here. But it depends on the angle on the free ball. There you go.
Just saw the acceleration there.
And what about if you play
How
that?
do you hit that? Huh?
Oh, my God. Probably one of the best positional shots of the whole tournament right there. I mean,
yeah, that was terrific.
I mean, it wasn't that difficult to get the cue ball down there, but to play with so much control and not kiss air, just the pure stroke on the cue ball is what did it for me. He didn't try and overhit the ball. He put the right amount of spin on it, and he just got the perfect speed. Beautiful.
I'd say that would be a key shot here in this rack. Got a lot easier from there. This doesn't give me here either.
Yeah. Would have liked a little bit more angle here for it to be a natural follow between the 7 and 9. Come to the side rail. He's about to come around the back of the 7 here. Just like that. Just missed the 7. But he's left his work a little bit more difficult now just because of that little careless positional shot. Now he's got to play a big draw shot here. And got to be careful you don't underdraw it or overdraw the cue ball and scratch in the corner. So this is speed control. And again, he's played that beautiful. I mean, this is a guy full of confidence. To play that to the short rail like that, yeah, that's a guy full of confidence and in total control of his stroke and his mind.
Oh. Yeah, you made this still interesting. Back to the side? Is that what you're playing here?
I think he's looking at cutting it back. Can he play it with inside English and miss the corner? Kill the cue ball? Yep. Wow, he's overcut it. Oh, he got careless there. Got careless. Will it cost him?
Wow, and that's a shame after that beautiful stroke shot to get up there.
Yeah, definitely. And just that one shot could just change the whole complexion of this match. Because, believe me, this is not over. Shane couldn't easily get back into the game here. Moritz might not get out of his chair again until it's like 6-5, 6-6.
Yeah. Shane might have actually had the thought that he might not get back with a good shot if he would have got out there. But this is that stroke shot.
Yeah, this was beautiful. Yeah, this is a shot on the match so far.
Just watch the acceleration after, right there.
Yep.
Just to straighten it out enough to get that line and kind of hit the speed better.
Yeah, and then he plays a bad position.
Yeah.
Usually the case. And sometimes that happens. You play a great shot like that, you just switch off for that little split second, just get a little careless, but you're thinking, well, it don't matter. The balls are laying nicely. And once you start chasing that cue ball, it's never easy.
So a lot of people wonder, what is the purpose of racking the 9 on the spot?
Well, just so that the wing ball's not guaranteed on the break. So if you look at the rack right now, from where Shane's breaking from, which would be the 7 ball, the brown 7, where with a 9 on the spot, you'll see the 7 ball doesn't go in the corner pocket. So let's see, you see? Where if the 1 ball was on the spot, that 7 ball's wired every time. So you sort of, with a 1 ball on the spot, you're guaranteed a ball on the break. And you obviously can hit them full and control the rack so much easier. Where compared to the 9 on the spot, you've got to cut the break to try and make, because now the 1 ball is now the wing ball, but you're just trying to make the 1 ball in the side pocket. And obviously, even if you do make the 1 ball, you've no idea where the other balls are going, because you don't know where the next lowest ball is going to land. Usually it's the 2 ball or the 3, but the 1 ball stayed on the table, and this is why Shane's pushing out. Where if Shane would have made the 1 ball on the break there, he would have had a shot on the 2 and would have played a 3-9 combo. It'd be 6-3, and we'd be getting on with the next rack. So just having that 9 ball on the spot, it makes the game a little bit tougher, and you're going to see more random layouts compared to 1 ball on the spot.
Where do you go here? Try and kick behind it? No, you gave it back.
Yeah, you can see the 1. So he might cross it over to the pink 4 and get the cue ball off 2 rails, maybe behind the 3 and the 9, in between the 3 and the 9. He's played outside, that's okay also. But you don't want to leave that gap. And he has ish. No, he's got away with it.
Jump cue, short cue coming.
Yeah. And again,
maybe it wasn't needed, huh?
You can see a little bit of it, I think, but not enough to make it. But these guys are so good with this jump cue. You probably have to say it's not a severe cut, so I'd probably say he's got 50% chance of making this. But he's also a good chance of bringing the cue ball back down table towards the 2 and 8. No, is it that way till full? But got very, very lucky.
Oh, how lucky.
Look at this. Wow. And not only that, the 3-9's laid up perfect, I think. Or has it? No.
I don't know.
Because I thought if he hit the top side of the 3, it would have reversed the 9, which I don't think it's quite there. So Shane would be relieved, I think, that he can't play the 3-9 combo.
I don't know. That might push in, man. No. Okay, safe.
If it had been frozen, I think yes, but the 3-9 wasn't frozen. But it's
now
a great shot. Wow. How was that? Very well controlled.
Kind of brought this up earlier. I thought it's interesting that the generation now, some of them will never know what it is to play on bad equipment. You know, I mean, I think like your age, my age, I mean, we all played on just about everything.
Oh, yeah. You see it all.
Equipment's so good now. That's why these guys are so consistent now.
Yep.
Well, that's going to hurt.
Well, it was a good hit, but he needs to put I'm guessing it's a 3-9 combo now because he did move those balls a little bit when he played the safe. And this is laying nicely where he can just draw out for the 2. A little awkward cueing. Whenever you're frozen to the rail with a cue ball and the opposite ball's just off the rail, it's a little bit awkward to get your hand in a comfortable position, but you should be okay. And struck it beautiful. And this was a big rack, even though a lot of you will be thinking it's 6-2 and he's got a comfortable lead, but Shane could have easily made it 6-3 there if he'll have made that 1 ball on the break, and all of a sudden 6-3 you're breaking. So that mistake what Moritz made in the last rack hasn't cost him.
Puts it down for number 7. It's not good, though. I heard the other commentators across the room. I heard my name.
Oh, you heard your name?
Yeah, I don't know. Makes me uncomfortable, actually, a little bit.
Pretty sure it was a compliment.
Oh.
Yeah, it's always a compliment, right?
Not always.
Can't imagine anyone speaking bad about you.
You know how hard it is to keep people happy. If you got lovers and haters, you're doing it right.
I'm not too sure what the prize from breakdown is. I know it's 15,000 to the winner, 8,000 for second. I'm guessing around 4,000 for this semi-final round. So it's quite a big jump in prize money here as well, and especially for Moritz, because I think he's making a late charge for the Mosconi Cup here. let's not rule him out of the Mosconi Cup. He's on a bit of a charge here. So if he picks up $15,000 in this tournament from the 10,000 he picked up last week, he must be right in the mix for the Mosconi Cup rankings. And if he has a good US Open, he's got a realistic opportunity to qualify for the Mosconi Cup, and that'd be something else.
So I told Jason after I got here, got to know him a little bit, and talked to him a while. I said, getting to know you like this is going to make it really hard for me to hate you during Mosconi.
Yeah, I used to have that when I lived in America, and a lot of my friends in America sort of get annoyed with me because I played for Europe. I says, I do apologise, that's where I'm from.
Right.
I mean, if I could turn back the clock and I never played for Europe, then I would have considered playing for America. But once you've played for your continent, whatever you want to call it, then that's it, you're done.
Yeah, you're
so people keep saying, why doesn't Fedor play for America? He's already played for Europe. It's not even possible for him to play for America. It's never going to happen. Where if he hadn't played for Europe,
is it
it's still like a 5-year wait.
Thing?
Yeah, there's still a rule where you have to wait 5 years. You've got to be a resident for 5 years or something before you can apply for citizenship.
I mean, we'd take him in 5 years. We'd be okay.
But unfortunately for you guys, he has played for Europe in the Mosconi, so that's not even possible anymore. Right, so Shane, 7-2, back at the table. But he needs to play a hell of a shot here, Kendall, to get to the 4. How would you play this?
Tough look. I think you can. Can you get it over to the side rail first here?
Not sure. It's not easy when you're elevating down because that 9 ball's a bit of a... Can he go forward off 3 rails and come towards the 8? Come round the back of the 8?
Yeah, past the 5, right?
Wow,
yeah, right there.
Shot.
That's the one I didn't know if he could get to that rail.
Look at this here. That's very unfortunate. Even if you can see some of it, how do you get on the 5? Yeah, that's quite unfortunate right there.
Got to be careful coming out. Is he going to hit the back of the 9, or do you think he's...
Well, I don't think he can see enough of the 4 to make it direct, so he's got to play rail first and just give himself a shot, I guess, just like this. That's the best he could do. And the problem now, it's not making the 5 ball. How do you get on the 6? Because unless he's kissing the 6 after making the 5, which I don't think he is, unless he jacks up.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. I think just make the ball right and then play safe.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Cross bank it as a 2-way shot. That's nice also. I think I would have played the same shot there.
It's hard. It's so much easier when you're down there to get that feel.
Definitely. Well, even if he makes a 5, and the 5 wasn't a gimme, so he's thinking, well, the percentage was to play it safe. Because if you miss the 5, you're selling out, which was very missable from that distance. Where just playing the safe, stay in the game, and hopefully get a better shot after this one. So he's come underneath the 5, slightly hit it thin, and that's why he's left.
He's
got lucky there. Yeah, he's got fortunate there. He's got fortunate there because he wanted to hit that more underneath the 5 and get the 5 down towards the 7-9. But when you're playing well and you're young, you get those little rolls a little bit more, I think. Shane's going to play a hit and hope here. And if there's one thing I'd say about Shane, which is it's not really a massive criticism, but if there's one little weakness is that he has a tendency to do that, where he just plays a hit and hope shot. Where I don't like that, me personally. I think there's a controlled kick there. If you hit it right, you have a chance of getting a lot of good things happening. But sometimes when he's down in matches like this, he can have that tendency just to throw his arm at something, hoping to get lucky.
Yeah.
So if there was one little criticism about his game, it would be that, which is very small because obviously he does so many things great.
Yeah, it just goes to say, though, I mean, everybody has things they can work on. Otherwise, there's no point to playing.
Well, definitely. I mean, I have definitely more weaknesses than Shane, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think, honestly, the longer I play, the more I realize that it's a matter of playing within your ability. And if you do something well, lean on it.
Yep, definitely. But when you do that, I think it gives your opponent strength. Thinking, oh, he's probably he just played like a give-up stroke, you know what I mean? I call it a give-up stroke.
Yeah.
Throwing the towel in stroke sort of thing. And it's like the changing of the guard, isn't it? the new brigades on their way, and they're everywhere. It's unbelievable. They're just getting younger and younger and stronger and hungry, and they want your title. That's what it comes down to. They want what you've got, and eventually you can't stop it.
Right.
You can hold them off for so long, but eventually they're just going to get you. And like you said, Kendall, it's great for the game, isn't it? It just makes everything evolves and times change.
Well, and all of the greats, everybody that is now, they're not going anywhere.
Mm.
You know, I think we actually have a structure to the sport that we actually can,
Oh,
you
big
know,
time.
just small stuff like the stuff we have our Billiards Hall of Fame in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
stuff preserving all our players like Willie Munson.
Mm.
You know, do you know Willie?
I know of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I've met him a couple of times. Nice guy, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, just complete ambassador of the game. I mean, played during a time where, you know, the black and white pool halls were separate, and he had such a character that he could go in. He got away with it, and he was
Yeah.
just one of the greats, not only in Wisconsin but
Yeah.
I think just in pool.
Oh, the game's definitely in good hands. As always, Shane will choke in the semis. Well, I wish I'd choked as much as Shane Van Boening in the semi-finals, because he must have been to, 500, 1,000 semi-finals in his career.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
is
probably
there a
the
stat?
most-
Is there a stat of that? Most.
Well, I'll just put that comment there. It says, as always, Shane will choke in the semis.
Oh my.
I'm just saying, I wish I choked as much as Shane
Yeah,
in the semis, because he's
kidding.
probably been to about 1,000 semi-finals in his career. And
sometimes.
even though it pains me to say it a little bit, he's probably the most successful player in the last 15 years. That's for sure. He's won the most titles in the last 15 years. So he's not done bad to say he's choked.
To have the opportunity to choke in as many as
Yeah, exactly.
he's choked, and I guess
Yeah, like me, I've probably been to like 30, 40 semi-finals, major semi-finals. Shane's probably been to like 150 major semi-finals, at least. So that's the difference. So he probably has lost in more semi-finals than anyone else, because he's been there, like you say.
right. Well, right. The more
I don't
you
think
play-
he's choked this match, has he? He's made one or two mistakes, but I haven't seen him miss anything or miss a ball where you just flat out dogged it. His opponents played great, and sometimes you just got to hold your hand up and say the best man's won.
Well, I mean,
on the day.
he would have ran all 10 racks, but he
they
did
could
choke that one.
exactly.
shot.
But they could flick the coin for the next set, and it could be the reverse very easily. So Shane will still have a lot of success in the game, and he'll still win big titles. But he's got more competition. That's probably the best way of putting it now. He's got more competition than what he's ever had.
Well, and again, good for the game. I think, you know, it's at such a great time because we're able to bring more and more pool to the public, you know, with all the streaming that is going on in our sport. Just terrific. I think all that helps.
Yep, and Shane will recognise it. Shane's a pretty humble guy, a good loser, let's say, even though I know he hates losing. Trust me, he's a bad loser as well, but he takes it in the right way. But yeah, the great players, they absolutely hate losing, no matter what. But he'll take it on the chin and congratulate his opponent if he does lose this match. This is far from over. Like I said before, I've played Shane so many times, I just know that it's not over until you make that final ball. And especially with this format, this winner break format, because he's the best breaker of all time in the game.
Yeah, most consistent. Huh?
Mm. Yep, we're back at the table. So we don't want to get straight on the pink 4 here. The thing in his favour here is that the pink 4 is not frozen to the rail, so he can play rail first here with a cue ball if he likes and try and go forward. But the 7 ball makes things a little bit tricky, so he might avoid that and try and draw out to where he is now with a lot of left. Reverse it off the side rail, just like that. Played it perfect speed. Left a nice angle as well, so he can play. I think he can play for the 6.
Short side of the 6.
Yeah,
to the
short
top.
side of 6 to the top. Because you don't want to be playing the 6-8 combination unless he really needs to. Oh, he has played it. And
So 6-8 combo coming.
yeah, a little bit surprised, but he's played it as good as he can play it. And yeah, he's right behind it, so he should be no problem here. Ooh. He knew there was a chance of that happening, so he wasn't too
Made 'em
worried.
both, yeah.
He's got the 7 in the corner, other side, but I think he will take the corner. Right, so is this the start of the comeback?
Well, it's 1 anyway, so gets him to 3 games.
Yeah, and the thing will Shane will be, he will still have a lot of hope while his opponent is not on the hill. Just gives you that little bit of breathing space, thinking that it might not necessarily be my final shot if he does make a mistake, but while your opponent's not on the hill, you know you've got a realistic chance of still winning the match. And we win a break with Shane Van Boening breaking. Anything is possible.
Well, we all witnessed it. It was on the stream that he did run those, so we don't even have to go that far for reference.
Let's see that big power break again. Ooh. Like someone like myself, I'd be quite happy with that break. I know that he's not happy with that break, even though he think he's got a shot, or if he hasn't. But even if he had a shot on the 2, he wouldn't be happy how the cue ball went there, right? Because it went above the side pocket. But I mean, that's the standards, really. Can he see enough of the 2? He was waving his arms around like he couldn't, but I think he's okay. I think he's okay, and he is. Didn't want to kiss that 6, though. And the problem you got here is that he can't cut the 6. I don't think he can cut the free ball in. Oh, maybe he can, yes. I do apologize.
Yeah, probably. And then two rails back and forth, maybe, yeah.
So he's going to have to leave a slightly tougher pink 4. Ooh, he's played that really cute. And he's actually played that to perfection. I mean, that is such a great shot. Much better than what it looked.
Yeah, I got down to the bottom side of the 4.
Right, so it looks like Shane's got that spring in his step again. So he's become a dangerous man again. So that's why the previous 2 racks ago, when he just like threw his arm at that kick shot, but he does that a lot, and then he wakes up again.
Yeah, it's like maybe trying to just change the norm.
Yep.
You know, it's hard to say. If you don't like what's going on, do something extreme to change it. Right?
Mm. So 8-4. Yeah, now Shane's got the momentum. So he knows while he's win a break, he's a dangerous man.
Okay, let's see if he can keep this break going. Three rails back and forth. He got that cue ball moving sideways. Almost three, but
He'll be happy with the result, I think. He's asking the referee to remove the rack. Sometimes the players move it themselves, but Shane don't want to move that 9 ball at all, and then there'd be some controversy. So if you're unsure, best to ask the referee if you've got a referee available. That's right. So he needs to put a good stroke on this 2 ball. It's got to make it in the side pocket and punch draw back off the side rail. He's asking the referee to stay still, I think. Someone in his eye line there to his right. Yeah, that was a problem there. What I was worried about is drawing the cue ball a little bit too much. Because that 5 ball made it a little bit awkward just to punch it into the side pocket and come back out. Because the natural path was the 5 ball. But he might go for the bank here, or the cut, or the safety.
Down to the middle end of the rail there. So it's a shot.
Yeah, I found it. Safe. I would have found it hard to see him playing safe just because he wants to keep the momentum, and he's played it great. He played a little bit of a 2-way shot, but knowing that the cue ball was still going to get shape on the 4, so he sacrificed a slightly more difficult 4 ball, but he knows he should make this. Is he playing it in the bottom right or the bottom left?
Looks like he's back on that. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess when he rolled up on it, I assumed he was going to play the other pocket.
Yeah. Like a lot of players would take this in the side, but Shane takes it in the corner, which is the right shot to do. But a lot of amateurs there would have played it in the side because it's more unmissable.
Yeah, more controllable for the cue ball the way that Shane plays it.
Yeah.
Or the way you're supposed to play it.
Right, so game on again here. So Moritz will be hoping that he gets back to the table in this match, which is not guaranteed.
Tightening up, isn't it? Are you playing the U.S. Open?
Yep, U.S. Open. I actually played Tuesday, so I'm happy about that. That I don't play on the day one. I can take a look, see what's happening, see how the tables are playing, get a feel for the venue. There's nothing worse, especially for the defending champion, when you're the first match up in the whole tournament and you're thinking, oh, don't lose this match. Everyone's watching,
right?
And you've no idea how the tables are playing. You just want to sort of get a feel for the tournament. I've always been like, just give me a feel for the tournament. Let me have a look at the first day. Let's see what's going on. See how the tables are breaking, how the tables are playing. So, yeah, I was very happy that I don't play till Tuesday.
Yeah, it's nice. You can watch a few matches, too. Just watch.
Just little things like that make a big difference to some players, really. I mean, not wrong, right? If you've got to play the first day, you've got to play. But it is nice to just feel your way into the tournament. Wow, look at this.
Oops.
And he did that the previous rack. Didn't scratch, but he lost the cue ball up table. I mean, it's still unlucky because if you try to do that, it's very difficult, right? Draw off the side, round to the side pocket. But he'll look at that as a mistake. And it's probably going to be a very costly one because that was his chance to get back in the match there. And, unfortunately for him, the balls are laying beautiful for Moritz. So this is all about probably the 4 to the 5 and... yeah, everything looks dot to dot from there.
Yeah, that's right. Those 2 balls right in the center with the 9 playing where it is.
Yeah, he's just got to make sure he does the right things here, regards his cue ball control. Because there's no real balls what you can see him missing. It's just whether he gets the position he wants. So I think the 6 goes in the side, so that helps him. Especially where the 5 is. I'm guessing he's going to come to the side where he's standing now for the 5. So he's just going to play the 2 rails, follow on the cue ball, with a touch of left. Doesn't matter if he lands straight, because like I said, the 6 goes in the side. Doesn't go in the top past the 7, so he'll be playing for the side pocket here. unless he
Oh,
decides
yeah.
to draw out.
It's like he's gonna.
Oh, and he is.
Look at this
He
stroke.
is. So that was a one shot where it could go wrong. He could have come short, but as it is, he's played it absolutely perfect. He couldn't have really placed that much better with his hand. So again, for someone so young, he has a great cue ball. And that's going to hold him in good stead in the years to come.
Yeah, he definitely seems comfortable. I mean, he's not forcing anything. Everything's struck really clean.
A little short, right, to what it would have been a natural, easy positional shot to the 9. So it'd be interesting to see what he does here.
You got to spin this one a little, basically, is what, right? So anytime you have to do that, it's an opportunity for error.
Yeah, that's confidence there. Knowing your angles and the hit on the cue ball.
Well, unlucky to be dead tight up on that rail after that.
Yep. The key to these shots, make sure you stay still. Just like that.
All right.
And the other table getting closer, 6-5. Chang Yu Lung over Mario. Remember, Mario was down 4-0.
Yeah, so the winner here goes to the finals to take him on.
So 9-5. So Shane needs a lot of help now. Because you got to believe that Moritz should get at least one opportunity to win the match here. So yeah, everything's in his hands now. Yeah, so this one rack away from another big final back-to-back, which is pretty impressive at any level, but especially with these monster fields the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, everybody that's here.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You go to a lot of tournaments and there's a player here or a player there that you hear is champions every corner you turn.
Yeah, and I always think like the smaller the field in these majors, the tougher it is because there's no easy matches, right? Sometimes you might, like the US Open, for example, you might get 2 or 3 matches where you just, like warm-up matches, just to get practice. But at these tournaments, you don't get nothing. If you're not on it from round 1, you're done.
Come out firing, right?
And good break, made a good shot on the 2, and I'm guessing if he gets position from this 3 to 4, which he has done, all he's got to do here is leave a little angle on the 5, and this match should be all over. And that might help him. Makes his life a little bit easier to get on the 6.
Spread him out a bit.
Got a funny little angle here. I think the natural draw shot would be to scratch in the side, so he probably doesn't want to use the side rail here. So he's probably going to land purposely a little bit short on the 6 and then make the 6 come round the back of the 8. And that's exactly what he's done. Did use a side rail, but he played a punch draw to avoid that side pocket. So one good stroke here, Kendall, and it should be all over. Just like that. So he's just going to punch this 7 in off the side rail and probably play the 9 in the top pocket. Just roll the 8 ball in here. Yeah, this is a big win for Moritz. This is big scalp, big win. This is going to feel good for him. Oh, I guess the 9 goes in the side. I think that's all because he left a bit more angle on the 8 than he wanted, but if it goes in the side, no problem.
To the finals he goes.
Yeah, that's a big win for him there. And Shane there graciously says, "Well done."
Yeah, and it was a great match by him. Shane made a couple of mistakes, I think, but overall, I think
Yeah, I think I
Moritz
can't
came out.
remember Moritz really missing a ball. You know, maybe 1 or 2 mistakes, but if someone says to you before the match you only make 1 or 2 mistakes,
Yeah.
I think you'll take it.
Absolutely.
You're going to be an hard man to beat, right?
All right. All right, so we got next match coming up soon. We're going to take a break here and probably switch you over if you guys want to check out the other match going on. Just head over to the Mad Apple Extreme YouTube. That match is over there. And then come on back. We'll be bringing you the next one here. So thanks a lot, Darren. Appreciate it.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
Yep.